as a great grandpa gamer, I was just messing around with Croup Manor and kind of experimented, trying to find a way to add all the walls and the floors all at the same time to be consistent. Let's talk about how we did it. First thing I did is make a 3x5 grid of flooring for the first floor. Now I'm taking a look at the spots on the floor where it shouldn't be there. I deleted a couple pieces of that flooring. Now we're taking a look at the walls. Let's see where there's big holes in the walls. I'm going to add barn walls to this. I like the way they look. And they have to be the height of the barn walls. I can't use like shack walls. In any event, hey, there's another big hole in the back. That's going to take 2 sections of wall. So let's go back to our grid and add those 2 sections. 1 and 2. There we go. So now I have the exterior walls covered. Now the interior walls are a different question. Take a look here. There's that big old busted down piece right there. That big old busted down piece is 1.5 squares. Just to be awkward, 1.5 squares from the edge. So I'll have to do some magic here, some tweaking and finagling, and it ended up being a comedy of errors. There's a sequence of things that have to go in place, and what you can snap and can't snap. And I just enjoy my speed run through this and the pain I suffer trying to find the right pieces at the right time. There's another busted down, broken interior wall there. This part, fortunately, is on the not a half track, but a full track. So one piece for a solid wall in the place where the old warped door frame was. We'll see if we can't lay a legitimate fixed door frame in there. Let's see what happens. Can the item snap? I typically remove pieces of floor, and then I'll put the floor back in. You can do that with barn walls. There's some shack walls you can't do that with. They create a dividing point. Okay. Now more comedy of errors here. How do I get this doggone pillar to do what I need it to do? I want to do a pillar glitch, folks, but positioning the pillar so it grabs it is a huge pain. I had to lower the entire working platform just to get the pillar in the right place. And once I had the right height, well, I tested it and it was failing. Turns out that my pillar has to be in the middle of the dirt mound, or somewhere in the dirt mound and not touching the foundation. And I got green lines. I'm not going to place it. I'm just testing. So so that we can move on to the next floor. And that's what we're going to do. First off, we have a new variable. We have another staircase right there, starting on the second floor. Awkward place for it. But as I thought about it, hey, it doesn't really matter so much on the second floor. It'll matter on the third floor. So let's go ahead and clean our pieces up. We'll add the floor in. We'll see what we have. Okay, so I can't really put a full roof over the barn piece. I may have been able to slide the floor under the barn piece, but I can't upper floor on top of the barn piece. Okay, now we're filling in the walls. Yeah, the left-hand side had a whole section that was completely tore up and just gutted and facing the elements. And there's also this little beautiful hole. I think I'm going to make that the bathroom when I get done. Alright, I think that should be all the floor pieces. Since I already did the proof of concept, honestly I should have tested one more time, just to make sure that my second floor fit in, but I didn't. Interior walls now. We have a few busted out pieces. Fairly easy to put in place. I think the positions of the walls on the second floor, do they correspond neatly to okay, refilling the floor. There we go. should be nothing else to worry about on the walls for the second floor. Once I get these final pieces snapped in, should be good. Let's see what we got. Yep. Again, factory doors for the third floor. The stairwell, that second stairwell, now that's going to come into play here. It's going to mess with this a little bit. Let's see what's going on. I think I had to go check on it again. Let's see. Yep, I'm going right back up the stairs to see exactly where I'm at. That's the second floor stairs. And where the stairs are, there needs to be clearance. Now you're about to see a section that proves that I'm absolutely learning something new every time I play this game or do some building, and I've been doing it for thousands of hours. Really. In fact, I've been building for at least 1,000 hours. I'm just putting everything I learned in my last playthrough to this video. And believe it or not, I've already learned stuff from this video. And why do you need to see me scrapping branches when I'm flooring out to the third floor? Just because I saw them. And I always scrap branches for some reason. Got to stop what I'm doing and scrap those branches right then and there. Makes me forget everything I was doing. Okay, so this is the portion of Croup Manor that is the flat part, and also going up to the roof. So straight ahead you can see that flat part, and what I want to do is just floor that in, put walls and put stairs, they go upwards. And the reason this part of the video is sped up is because I messed something up. I had a pillar stuck through the upper ceiling, the highest part of Croup Manor. I had it from where I had already built this area once and was just using it again for proof of concept. And so that part that part messed with me. All the things that you're seeing me do here, I have to undo. However, if that pillar wasn't there, I believe I could have done this. Oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry, but I don't want to go through that again, because it was way down the road when I discovered that pillar there. Definitely something that would cause the collisions, as you're about to see in a moment here. Made me crazy. Easy. lot of luck. Okay, those are the walls that would go on top, the highest point of Croup Manor. But as you can see, I'm getting reds. Gotta sleep for the night. Got rid of the bed. I'm tired of falling and hurting myself. So let's get some power armor with a jetpack on it. Don't have to place stair steps or anything. Okay, so I removed the upper walls from the roof of Croup Manor. Just left the lower walls and the floor. Let's see what happens. Nope. I can't get a good fit. It's still red. And again, the reason is because there's a pillar stuck right through the roof of Croup Manor from a previous build that I had scrapped. By the way, if one of you has a notion to do this, maybe test building all this entire framework and leave the furniture in place. I know it's kind of hard to determine what exactly is causing you the issues, but if you can make progress on this particular theory, it seems what has to be scrapped and what doesn't need to be scrapped. Because I'll say straightforward, there's some cool looking furniture inside of Croup Manor. It doesn't look bad, but I can't move it. I can't store it. The only thing I can do is scrap it. In other words, if I can't leave it exactly where it is, it has to go. So I'm betting that those pieces of furniture, those curio cabinets, all that good stuff, they could have stayed right where they were. And the collision would not have been impacted. I thought that I could move this whole thing over just a little bit. Just a little bit more to my right. So that's about to happen. Let's see what we got. Oh, and by the way, the pillar no longer wanted to butt up against the house. So I had to do a little trick here. To extend the reach of the pillar and remove worries about how the pillar will collide, or whatever collision got triggered by. Boy, I sound like Travis. Okay. Putting a piece of conduit next to your pillar would allow you a little more ability to move the pillar, so you don't have to use the pillar by itself. Think of it as a fishing pole on the end of your pillar, and that gets the pillar close enough. Yeah, so you can't get the pillar close to some things, but you can get a piece of conduit close to some things. And so with a pillar attached to it, you're all of a sudden able to do things that the game wouldn't allow you to do before. Okay, I'm looking at these walls. I wanted a little bit of the exterior wall to show through, but on the interior, it seems that it just happened just right. I don't think there's a perfect sweet spot. Again, I wanted to see the whole siding showing through. I'm pretty happy with the way Croup Manor looks at this stage, with walls and floors in the right place, kind of sealed off from the elements. Maybe you could try it yourself. Folks, I'm really happy that you joined me today. You have a great one, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future. Bye-bye now.